Hello everyone, welcome back to the Opulent Life. This is Ozzy here, and today we are doing a perfume haul from Jomashop of three really nice fragrances. Well, shouldn't call them really nice because you haven't tested them, but on the surface they are really nice deals, I should say. So I couldn't resist buying just one. I bought three instead because the prices were so good. I didn't want to miss out on the offers. So I decided, why not, instead of doing a single perfume review, let's do a multi-perfume review, do a haul, and see how this goes and give you guys my thoughts on how these three fragrances rack up. So as you can see in front of me, I have three, and I'll tell you the prices straight up. So this is starting from the right side. This is Polo by Ralph Lauren, the red version. Now, red by Polo Ralph Lauren is not a new fragrance. It has been out for more than 10 years. It was launched in 2013. Now, I've heard that it's undergone some reformulation, so I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. Definitely was one of the fragrances that I had on my list, but I never got the opportunity to buy it because when it came out, it was so expensive. But now, this 2.5 ounce bottle I got, which is basically 75 mils, I got this from Jomashop for $25, which is absolute killer deal. Now, of course, I've been talking about the Check Cosmetic Checker, the Fresh Checker. What that is basically, it's a website called checkfresh.com where you put in the batch code that's over here, and it tells you the manufacture date and how old the fragrance is. If it is older than 5 years, it's pretty much a lemon, because by that time it's not fresh anymore. And the advantage you have that I've spoken about from purchasing from places like Ulta Beauty or Macy's, for example, or Nordstrom, is that they get fresh batches. They don't keep stuff more than 6 months old, so you're guaranteed to get a fresh batch from them every time you purchase. So that's why, that's where you have the price differential. Now, of course, if you buy from the gray market like Jomashop, TJ Maxx, places like that, you are going to get older batches. That is just how the way the world works. Okay, so this one I checked. This one was manufactured 2.5 years ago, approximately. So it's not completely fresh, but it's not super old either. It's still usable. And the way I use my fragrances, I don't let them sit around for long. I'm gonna be done with this in about, I think, 6 months. So I'm still within the usable date. And if it was manufactured 2.5 years ago, it doesn't matter to me. But if you are looking for the absolute best, fresh, right now, just came from the factory, then gray market really is not for you guys. You should probably go ahead and buy from Macy's or from a direct retail outlet. But then keep in mind, you're going to be paying a lot more. This is like a 60-70% discount that I'm talking about, and I'm willing to go with this for now. And I have bought perfumes from direct retail. There, no doubt they are fresher. However, this is still pretty good. 2.5 years is not a long time. It still works. And of course, now there have been cases where I did not know about the Check Cosmetic or Check Fresh website, and I bought fragrances from Amazon that were like manufactured 7-8 years ago. And by that time, they don't last very well. They barely stay on the skin for more than like maybe 30 minutes, and that's it. Despite they are original, but they're genuine, but they're just not fresh enough. All right, but now let's get started with this. So we have this basic red packaging, Polo red. It just says the name. You have the classic emblem. It's 75 mils. On the side, you have some instructions on how you can refill the bottle. So this is a consciously designed refillable glass bottle, so you can reuse it. So that's another good thing about this one. You can fill it up again, but I'm not sure how you would be able to do that because they don't really give out refills, if I'm not mistaken. But in any case, if you do manage to find a refill, just know that you can refill this up with Polo red again, or with something else. If you want to fill it with something else, make sure you wash it thoroughly to avoid mixing of fragrances. So they're given some instructions on that. On the back, you have ingredients, some regulatory information. Tells you that once you open this, you have 24 months to use it. After that, it becomes a lemon. So no worries for me. I usually finish my fragrances in like 6 to 8 months, top 12 months maximum. No, definitely don't go beyond that. And what else is here? It tells you that this is made in France. Just has the barcode. On this side you have a QR code. On the top you have RL written. On the bottom you just have the batch code. Remember guys, this thing over here, this is the batch code. That is not a batch code. Okay. All right, so what else do you have? Some recycling information. Okay, so let's open this up. I'm gonna put these just to the side over here so we can concentrate on one at a time. And then let's see. You have another QR code on the inside. Don't know what that's for. Maybe just some information. And you have this. And you have this black cardboard inner lining. And you have the fragrance. There you go. So you have a clear glass bottle with red, which is a red glass bottle, and you have the fragrance inside. You have the Ralph Lauren Polo emblem, the classic emblem on the front. You have a metallic cap, black metallic cap with Ralph Lauren written on this bottom ring. And then at the bottom you just have again the batch code and your manufacturing information. So let's take this off. Okay. Nice click for the cap. And then atomizer. Let's check it out. There you go. Ooh, okay. Let's see now. I'm gonna just place it here. Just gonna give it a whiff. A decent atomizer, not bad. Now, I do have the note breakdown in front of me, but I want to give it a minute to kind of just settle in. May have oversprayed slightly. Okay, so a very nice opening. I am getting definitely some fruity and citrus accords right from the opening. Maybe a touch of spice and amber, but I would agree there is definitely a citrus and fruity note that captures you and then settles more into an amber spicy type of fragrance. But right now it's just been like 2 minutes. I don't want to say that this is a base or mid note. Right now we're still in the opening note experience phase right now. So let's see what else do we have to talk about this. So as I mentioned, this is not a new fragrance, and while we're talking about it, I'm also experiencing some grapefruit notes as well. Okay, so what else do we have to talk about this? Now, it definitely red fragrances are definitely designed to be very strong, very powerful, very captivating. They're typically launched sometime in summer and early fall, and that's where they really shine in. They can work late spring too. So I would guess that this is definitely casual fragrance, but it can work in semi-formal occasions. So like I think so I hesitate to say that this can be used for office wear. It seems to be, it's very bright and attention grabbing, and you don't want that in an office environment. So maybe select office meetings that are very casual could work for that, but definitely not daily office wear. I would say stick to casual wear for this. Friends night out, maybe, you know, casual date, not like serious evening, formal dates, not for that. Daytime wear, afternoon wear. It can work for evening wear, but just keep it casual. This does have a lot of casual vibes to it. Maybe romantic wear, I'm not sure. It depends. Know who you're with and know their taste. And that's all I'm gonna say for that. But it is a powerful fragrance. It is very captivating, very attention grabbing. It's not something that just stays along and kind of like stays as a subtle tone. Now, so what else? We do have the note breakdown. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. So Oliver Gilliton was the guy who invented this in 2013, and we are So top notes are basically, they're saying cranberry, grapefruit, and Italian lemon. So like I talked about earlier, lemon, definitely that's the citrus that you're picking up. The grapefruit, that's also in the citrus family, you're picking that up. Cranberry, yes, I would say there is a little bit of that. Now that I think about it, it's not super apparent, but it is there. So top notes, I'm definitely feeling that. Now if I try to smell a little harder, because of the spice hint that I'm getting in the middle notes, it says I should experience some saffron and sage. Saffron, definitely there. I'm definitely getting those hints. Sage, not sure right now. Maybe it's more of a base note than a middle note. As the base note, they're saying amber, coffee, and woody notes. So woody note, amber, I agree. It's somewhere mixed in there. Coffee. Now for coffee, that's tough because right now I can't distinguish the coffee from the others. But now there are reviews saying that complaining that the coffee note is not there as advertised. I would hesitate to agree with that because I think it may be there. It's just that it's not as strong as it is advertised to be, maybe. But perhaps after 2-3 hours of settling in, you will begin to see that, because I am a coffee guy and I can detect coffee even if it's in small amount. I'm feeling that coffee in here. It's not super apparent, but it is there. I feel it'll come out. I feel like it will come out once the top notes have kind of faded away a little bit more and settled in. So again, that's another sign, the coffee note, that this is definitely designed for casual, daytime, friends gathering, going to a relative's place, going to a friend's place, maybe a barbecue or some, daytime casual restaurant or something, a trip, maybe vacation, stuff like that. Things you would think about doing on a casual basis. Formal wear, formal evening wear, office wear, I am not hesitant to recommend this for that, but it is good as far as the fragrance goes. I like the bottle design. It's nice, simple, easy. I think it's very compact. The fact that they've designed it in this way, you can easily put it in your travel bag, travel purse, and go on, and it shouldn't be a problem. Easy to keep in. It's not bulky. Doesn't have any crazy looking buttons that will make it difficult for you to pack. So definitely great for travel. And 75 mils, $25, Polo Red. I could not have imagined this when this came out. Now granted, 10 years ago pricing was different. So if I say in 2015, I didn't see this in 2013. I saw this, I remember, in 2015. The bottle was different. It was an opaque red bottle. Now you have a glass, red glass bottle. Previously it was opaque red. You couldn't tell how much perfume was in it. So at that time, I remember, it was retailing around like $75 to $80 or something. And this was 2015. So $75, $80 back at that time for 100 mils is like $150 right now. Okay. Without taxes. So the fact that you can get this for what? $25, 75 mils. Awesome deal. I would not pass up this offer. So yeah, this is, as far as the strength of this perfume goes. Now, I think the sillage is going to be pretty intense. It's going to be pretty strong. People have written on review sites that this is moderate. I don't think so. I think this is more than moderate. It's not super ultra strong. It is an eau de toilette, by the way. It's not an eau de parfum. But as far as eau de toilettes go, this is pretty good strength. I think this is not moderate. Somewhere between moderate and strong. So you're going to get a pretty good sillage from this. Projection. That's a different thing. Now, I think this has decent projection. It's definitely not moderate. I think this will definitely go beyond moderate. It may not fill up the entire room, but at least 7-8 people that are surrounding you, they will get the hint. Okay, you go into a room, you will give off some of that projection. This will happen. That's another reason why you don't want this to be an office fragrance, because you don't want too much projection. You want it to be subtle and close when you're in those types of environments. This is more of a party fragrance. So yeah, another reason you could wear this to the club. That'd be a good place to wear something like this, kind of like on the Versace Eros type of environment, this could work out pretty good. Now, what else do we have to talk about this? Overall, I am liking this. I think it's a good buy. There's so let's look at some of the reviews that people have talked about. So some of the things people have talked about are like pleasure, nice to wear, sexy, classy. I agree with that. Not too much musk. I think there's a little bit here, but and so okay, maybe everybody has a different sense of smell. Distinctively woody, spicy, and I agree with that. Definitely smells fresh and unique. Agreed. Coffee note complements the composition. I agree. I think it is there. Now let's look at some of the negative comments. No coffee note detected. I don't know if I agree with that. Again, I'm detecting coffee here, so I don't know why. This is, again, one of the top negative comments that I'm seeing. I don't know if I agree with that. Not spicy or hot as advertised. It is spicy. I don't know why they're saying that. Better suited for high schoolers or short dates? I don't know. I don't agree with that either, because this is not a high schooler fragrance. It's definitely more mature than that. I wouldn't say this is like an old man's fragrance or a middle-aged fragrance. Definitely younger. I mean, older than 21 crowd definitely is their target audience for this. I think that's good for that. Short date. I don't know what they mean by short date, but I guess they might be talking about like a casual hangout. That's fine. Too sweet and synthetic. No, I do not agree with that. This is not synthetic at all. If someone is saying this is synthetic, they have not smelled synthetic fragrances. Trust me, those are not good. Offensive to some. I don't know if it's offensive. It's not offensive. It's very strong. It may be offensive in an office environment. I think that's what they mean to say. Uninspired and serviceable. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm reading these off for granted just to get an idea of what people think. And okay, what else? Boring, modern. It's I think more oriental. So I don't think it's modern or boring. Generic candy red smell. Nah, man. Generic candy red smells are different. It's not like this. This is very nicely refined. So I do not agree with that. So it looks like I'm not agreeing with most of the negative comments, and I'm agreeing with most of the positives, which is good. So let's see what else we gotta talk about this. Yeah, so I think we're done with that. So I think this is a good buy. Recommended. Best season for this is summer, fall, maybe even spring, late spring and early fall. Maybe not so good for late fall or winter, but it's a good buy. So this is a hit. Let's move on. Next, we have Carolina Herrera CH Men's Sport. Now, there's nothing written on the front cover of this. That's kind of part of their design language. We have the CH logo at the top. Oh, actually, pardon me, I was looking at the back side. This is the front. So CH Men's Sport by Carolina Herrera. This again is an older fragrance. I have used the CH Men non-sport version 10 years ago, which was a good fragrance. Very nice, spicy, ambery. Well, not really ambery. It was more of a spicy aquatic fragrance. Longevity on that was not very good, but it smells really nice. I loved it. I wish they could have made it last longer, but it was really good. So this one cost me $38 in Jomashop for 100 mils. Slightly more expensive, but I think the smell is unique enough to warrant the price. Brand new, this was a lot more, somewhere in the $100 range. So I think the price is still pretty good. We'll check it out in a second. On this side, you have just some regulatory information. On the bottom, you have the batch code. Now, I checked the batch code on this. This one was manufactured approximately 2 years and I think 8 months ago from time of this review, which is still pretty good, in the ballpark of 5 years. So we're good to go on that. You have the ingredients written. This is the barcode, and then well, but it's got some good notes in it. And let's look at the official breakdown and see if we agree with that. Now, the top notes, they're saying it should have grapefruit, bergamot, sage. Absolutely accurate. All three of those, you can feel them in the beginning. You can feel even more stuff. It's not just these three. They're saying the middle notes should be like marine notes. There should be some Sichuan pepper and juniper. 100% accurate. I definitely feel there's a pepper note in here. There's some juniper. There's some sea notes. There's grapefruit. It's all very nicely blended together, and it comes out as a very sophisticated and mature fragrance. So compared to this one's definitely more mature. This one aimed towards the crowd 20 to 30 years old. This one is aimed towards 35 to 50. Gotta tell you that. Yeah, and if you're between 30 to 35, yes, you can use both of them. But this one is more aimed towards the older crowd. This is not your young kids scent. I would not even advise an 18 or 19-year-old to wear this. It's definitely, if you're an 18, 19-year-old kid who's interested in wearing fragrances, don't get this one, because it's gonna look like you wore your dad's fragrance, and you don't want that. Okay, get your own stuff, buy your own style, develop your own style. This is not for the young kids. Okay, but if you love it, you love it. It's up to you. Base notes for this, they're saying they have vetiver, sandalwood, oak moss. Guess what, guys? I'm feeling the base notes even now. So I think that this has been crafted in a more sophisticated fashion than this one. The fact that you can feel all those notes very accurately is very good. On this, I'm kind of struggling to feel all the notes they've listed. It is more complex in the sense that it's slowly evolving. This one is more straight up, but it's been crafted in a very sophisticated fashion that all of the notes are apparent to some degree from the get-go. So, different ways of making fragrances, different countries. I see this one is, maybe this is manufactured in a different place. Let's see, I'm just looking at the packaging. And yeah, so this one's manufactured in Spain. So it's a little different. The Spanish perfumery and craftsmanship is a little bit different than French perfumery, and that's also different from Italian perfumery. So depending on where it's made, you will have a different type of composition and different ways in which it reveals itself. So what else do we have to talk about on this? Now, projection. I think this is stronger in projection. Definitely much stronger projection. As far as lasting power, I think it's also gonna be the lasting power may be slightly less than this, but still pretty good. So if I'm rating, let's talk about projection and sillage specifically. Sillage, this one very strong. Sillage, this one initially strong, but after a few hours, sillage is gonna go down. I think this is gonna be between low and moderate sillage. This is going to be between moderate and strong sillage. So let's get sillage out of the way. Now, this I said, not suitable for office wear. This can be. Now, this doesn't mean you overload yourself and go to the office or a formal occasion. You're going to look like, it's not going to look professional, okay? Now, assuming you put this on and you have a 30-minute, 45-minute commute or an hour commute, by the time you get to the office, it's going to settle down. So you're good. This is more formal. And this is definitely less formal. This is more casual. This is more formal. It's not super ultra formal, but it is more formal than this. All right, we were talking about sillage. Now let's come to projection, and then we'll come to the use cases. Projection, this one is moderate. It's not super strong, but it is moderate. This one, projection is very strong in the beginning, but I suspect that after an hour or two, it's going to settle down and come down to low, between low and moderate, because it's got a lot of lift. It's vaporizing very fast, and it won't stay too long unless you do like a booster, like 4 or 5 hours, then it might, increase the longevity. But this one is vaporizing faster. So what does this mean? This means casual. This means semi-formal. This is a pure semi-formal fragrance, which means you can wear it to the office. You can wear it on in the evening, daytime, morning time, not nightwear, but evening wear, evening semi-formal occasions. Evening formal occasions can also work depending on the crowd. So keep that in mind. Seasons: summer, spring, I mentioned, or late spring and early fall. This is good, I think, fall and early winter and spring. Spring, fall, early winter. Not really a summer fragrance, I think, this one. So, and let's see what else. What are people saying about this? Let's take a quick look at the overall comments. Okay. So, the positive comments are that it's a good summer fragrance, delicious, fresh, nice. Delicious, fresh, nice, I agree. Summer fragrance, I don't agree. I think this is more of a fall fragrance. Safe, versatile, masculine fragrance. Not. Well, if you love that, you're gonna like this. This is called a green fragrance. Now, I know the bottle is blue, guys, not colorblind, but this is feeling like a green fragrance. Now, that's not a bad thing, okay? But green fragrance, let me explain something. Green fragrance is not something that's in trend these days, okay? These days, the trend is for blue fragrances. What's a blue fragrance? I'll tell you. Blue fragrance is kind of like your typical Christian Dior Sauvage. What else? Coach Blue, Michael Kors Blue, your what's that other? Parfums de Marly, Sedley. These are your classic blue fragrances, or if you're going high-end, Creed Aventus can also be maybe considered a blue fragrance. Mont Blanc Explorer. These are kind of in vogue today, overused, kind of overplayed out, but they're hit for a reason because it's new and people like it. That's the trend. Green fragrances were the trend back in early to mid 90s, 70s, maybe a portion of the 80s. So definitely a more mature fragrance, but it has its place. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't wear it. I like green fragrance. I'm a fan of fougere fragrances. I love the barbershop feel, so I would definitely go for it. But if you are someone who does not like green fragrances or that barbershop feel, then don't go for this. Okay, now price. I got this pretty good. I got this for $28 for a what, 75 mils? Great price. Awesome. But I can understand why this was discontinued maybe earlier, because green fragrances are not in vogue these days. So I would take, if you're in your 40s, 50s, and you want a crisp, fresh scent, this is the one to go for. And if you love green fragrance, if you were a fan of the brute fragrances back in the day, well, guess what? You're in for a treat. You're gonna love this. So it's definitely fresh, very citrusy, very aromatic. You're getting the green notes. It's very herbal. Spice. I guess there's a little bit of spice. It's not super spicy. I'm not gonna label this as a spicy fragrance for sure. Absolutely not. I'm not getting any spice notes right now. But let's look at the note composition, date of manufacture, date of launch, actually not date of manufacture. So this looks like it was launched in 2016. So it's the most recent of these three over here. Now, 2016, that's not too long ago. Let's see what the top notes say here and see if we agree with that or not. Bergamot, basil, coyote, lavender, and bitter orange. I'm not getting any bitter orange here, but I'm definitely getting bergamot, basil, I'll agree, lavender for sure, coyote, yeah. I think those 4 out of 5 I agree with that are coming off on the top notes. If I smell very deeply, yes, there's definitely geranium in there. It says that there should be some iris. I'm not getting any iris at all. Clary sage, yes, agreed. Orange blossom, not really sure. Palmarosa, yes, there's definitely a hint of that in there. Base note should be pine, cedar for sure. This fragrance is basically, you can't be a fougere fragrance if you don't have pine, cedar, and patchouli in there. So those 3 are definitely there. They are the base notes. You have pistachio and tamarisk. I am not getting any hint of pistachio or tamarisk in there. So it looks like this perfumer kind of nailed the basic composition of a green fragrance, but some of the more advanced ones that are listed here, they're not really coming out as much. So I think maybe the complexity is a little bit off. It's not a complex fragrance. This is a much more simpler and much more generic fragrance compared to these two, and you can tell that. Okay, so what else we have now? Projection and sillage, very important. All right, guys, so given how green and fougere this fragrance is, okay, this not easy to describe this, but let's say this. Okay, so let's say you put this on, immediately you're gonna have a lot of projection, you're gonna have a lot of very strong sillage in the beginning, which is typical of your citrus fragrances. What's going to happen, and I can predict this, that after an hour, it's going to start fading away, which is very typical of summer citrus fragrances. Best season to wear this is the summer and the spring. This is not a fall winter fragrance, I'll tell you right now. Is this an office fragrance? Now, kind of tricky. So if you're an old-timer executive who's been going to the same office for a long time, people know you love green fragrances, you've been wearing them for 15-20 years in the same office, and you're like the CEO, so no one dares question your choices, right? So if you're in that situation, yeah, continue wearing it and maybe add this to your collection and wear it to the office. If you are relatively newer to the office, I think this can come off as very old school. It is a safe choice. It's an old school choice though. I would recommend choosing something else. Is it safe to wear it? Perhaps, yes. But does it make you stand out? Not really. Does it give this impression that you're very generic? Unfortunately, yeah, it does. Now, it does. These fragrances do have their uses, guys. You don't have to wear everything to the office. This can be a great daytime, early afternoon wear, where you're just going to the gym, you're doing some errands, you're maybe going to a cafe to grab some breakfast or coffee, and you just came out of the shower, just wearing it in the house. Guys, don't wear fragrances only if you're going out. You can wear them in the house. Wear them in the house too. You want to smell good all day long. So this is one of those fragrances that I would recommend. Use extremely casually amongst your family, doing basics. I would not wear this to a party. I'll tell you this. I am not wearing this to a party. I am not wearing this to a friend's house. I am not wearing this to an evening dinner or any semi-formal occasion. It's just too casual and too generic for that stuff. It does serve a purpose, but you gotta know where to wear it. And, match your clothing accordingly, then it should be fine. So yeah, that's what it is. I think it's a decent buy. I'm not gonna say it's amazing. You should go out and buy it. It's a decent buy. You may or may not like it. Okay. Depending on your choice. So that's it for that, and that covers the 3 fragrances that I had for you in this Jomashop haul. Guys, I think at the time of filming, this is around the Labor Day weekend. Go to Jomashop, check out their offerings, test them out if you can, and then like I said, check out their reviews also, and depending on what you like, there's some great deals there. I would highly recommend checking it out. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. Make sure like, share, subscribe, leave your comments in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye.